So we do Netivot Shalom on Purim, and this is from a book called Mechtavei Kodesh. We learned it before. It's a letter that he wrote to the Bachurim in the yeshiva. So הימים האלו נזכרים ונעשים, right? So it's mentioned in the Megillah and basically in the Gemara, expanding it a lot, right? And these days were commemorated and they were done. נזכרים ונעשים, or they will be commemorated and they will be doing or something, according to what our sages told us. So העמידו את ימי הפורים בין הימים היותר גדולים וקדושים של העיר. So our sages, the Rabbanim, they actually put Purim, or they defined Purim as the greater and the holier days of the year, which we don't know why, or מה שלא ידוע, it's not really known why. הפירוש, what does it mean? So he said here something in Yiddish, which I try to figure out, but something about people just that talk, or they mean something or they don't. I don't understand what he says here in the Yiddish, but he says ולהיות הפושט יד נותנים לו, that anyone that requests, anyone that asks, I guess he said something like somebody that asks for money, or even if you're not supposed to give him, or he's not to get, anyone that is asking, anyone that is like reaching his hand, is being given. מה שאינו יכול לקבל בשאר עת מצוא, which in normal time or in usual time, he will not going to get anything. But here, because it's Purim, anyone that asks, he should be given money, or whatever he wants. And we said, according to what our sages said, that שכמו פורים, כך ליל שימורים. So the same way Purim is, the Leil Shimurim. What is Leil Shimurim? Leil Shimurim usually referred to the Leil HaSeder, to Pesach. Shimurim, from like a day that we are protected, is a guardian day, night, basically. Leil Shimurim. So the same thing is Yom Kippurim, right? The Kippurim. So these 3 times or period of time, Purim, Leil Seder, and Kippurim, are most capable for a spiritual elevation. And to understand what's the connection, what's the relation between these 3 periods of time, now he's going to explain. They said the Seder Avodah, the work, right? The Torah and Avodah. Avodah was sacrifices, but today Avodah is davening. So it says it's gradually, which means Seder Avodah shel ish Yehudi, the Avodah, or the work of a Jew, is gradually. Shelo b'aflaga. It doesn't go in like I don't know how exactly to translate the word of the aflaga, but anyway, it says like not aggressive. Iluchachte benachat. You should walk slowly. Velo ta'ale b'malot al mizbachi. You don't step on steps to go to my altar, right? Because then people can see your underwear, etc. Like they did a ramp, not steps. ומה יעשה משוקע במ"ט שערי טומאה? And somebody that actually is in the 49 level of Tuma, and his heart is not in his hand, and somebody that is poor in his wisdom, which means he doesn't think about Hashem, he doesn't think about Torah, he is so disconnected, he doesn't know what's going on in this world, what is the truth and what is not. And he cannot think about what is obligation in this world, right? All our sages said that we didn't come to this world to multiply and to eat and sleep. This is any animal do. We are higher than that. And therefore he said that somebody that is so disconnected, his heart is not in his hand, which means that he's being controlled by his desire, his brain is not here, although he can be very intellectual and very smart, a professor, but he doesn't know there is a Shem in the world and what he's supposed to do. And therefore the days of a poor person are bad, even during Shabbos and Yom Tov. And you can see the people that do not keep Torah and mitzvot, they do think that they're not really shayach for Shabbat and Yom Tov. They don't have it. They don't think about it. Therefore, in these days, in the Segula, the capabilities of these days, right, the 3 periods, Purim, Kippurim, and Leil Seder, Hashem gave his nation these 3 times of period of time, which is aflaga v'dilug la'ela mikol dagin, which is like climbing gradually from one level to another, higher than other level, going down from a deep valley or from the depth to the peak of the mountain. Mibira amikta leigra rama. It's in Aramaic. From a valley to the mountain. And in the Purim, by the Zaka Gdola, the mighty scream that we, right, the Gdola Umara, it was a bitter screaming from the Jews, because they understood that Haman wants to eliminate the Jews in one day. So it will be Vanafochu. It was upside down, from a situation of annihilating all the Jews, that the Jews are going to actually rule in the on their hater. And Bepesach, from 49 level of Tuma, we climb up all the way, right? Hashem carried us on the wings of eagles, and he brought us to us at the Mount Sinai, and 50 days after, we had the Torah from 49 level of Tuma. Wow, we received the Torah. And the Yom Kippurim, according to his father, I think, Admor Bet Avram, זכותו הגן עלינו, שאז יכול איש יהודי להפוך מאותיות כרת לכתר. So chas v'chalila, from the letter of chaf, resh, taf, which is like karet, which is like cutting off, chas v'chalila, there are some type of sins that are cutting off the Jew from the root. So you can change the order of the word, the karet, to keter, to a crown. And specifically, especially for himself, that the Leman Amar, okay, to the day itself of Yom Kippurim, it's mechaper. Even the one that do not really repent, the Yom Kippurim is doing the job for them. And he himself cannot even do a repent at Shuvah, but the day of the Kippur will help him to do that. As our Sejitz says, Ka'perush, afilu le'enam shavim, said the explanation to the one that are not repent, which mean on the known blemishes, wasting sperm, etc., that is in the holy books, that to do a repent, it doesn't help for that. But in Yom Kippur, it's going to help them. In the same way, in the Purim, that the capability of that day is the matanot le'evyonim, giving a gift or present to the poor people. According to our sages, what is evyon? Right? It doesn't say so. The Hebrew, the Lashon HaKodesh, there are no synonyms. And a poor person is ani. So here, the Chachamim are actually referred to ani as evyon. Evyon is another type of a poor person. But what is evyon? He can be rich like Bill Gates. It doesn't mean that he's poor financially. He can be very happy maybe. That's also okay. But he can be poor or evyon in the knowledge of Hashem. He doesn't know the Torah. He wants to know the Torah. He didn't finish the Shas. Or it can be somebody that doesn't know who is Hashem. So evyon is anyone that lacks something. You have a lack. Not necessarily. We're always thinking about, oh, money. You cannot close the months. You have bills to pay. No. Evyon is anyone that have the desire for something. And here he says, in Rashi and Baba Metzia, we said it's a hint also for the non-blemishes, that even that person that have these desires to do something, even him, he can elevate and rejuvenate like a new creation from that day itself, Purim. And therefore, in this time, we have the mitzvah of tzedakah, right? Yom Kippur, we give lots of tzedakot. Before Yom Kippur, of course, right? In the Chag, you're not allowed to. Pesach, we say at the beginning that our doors are open, and anyone that needs to come and sit with us and have the Leil Seder and food, please come, right? We open the door. And Purim also, anyone that is reaching out his hand, we have to give him something. And we have Kimcha de Pascha, right? And Tzedakah, etc. Why? Because we want to wake up b'vchinat Hashem tzilcha. Like when we do that, Hashem will give us also tzedakah. So it says, all here is talking about an evyon, a poor person, again, not financially, any type of lack. It's talking about a poor person that know that he's a poor person, and is utilizing the time that from heaven they're giving gift to the evyonim, to the poor people. But the one that doesn't do that, or is not capable of doing that, and even if he's dressed with a sack, right? Like in the Megillah, it says that Mordechai was mourning and he was dressing with a sack, like, and you're not allowed to go near the king if you're not dressed properly, right? If you're not dressed properly, you cannot go. Even the wife of the king, Esther, told Mordechai, I cannot just go to the king, even though he is her husband. I need to be called. So even if somebody have a sack, he doesn't have clothing, he doesn't have what to wear. Probably he's speaking about a spiritual clothing, right? He doesn't have any Torah, he doesn't have a mitzvah. Still, there is a sgula in Purim. B'mishloach manot ish lereu, right? When we're giving the food, the manot, mishloach manot, to our friends. And according to that, it says in the Holy Book, שכל כוחו של אותו רשע ששאב מקליפת עמלק, right? The Russia, the wicked one that actually took the negative strengths from the shell of Amalek, Aman, right? Talking about Aman, is by when he said, שישנו עם מפוזר ומפורד. He actually told Achashverosh, oh, you know, there is a nation, they are scattered all over, they are separated, etc. And by the way, this is exactly what many from the Hamas, Shem Reshaim Yirkav, they say that when they saw all the demonstration in Israel, and they saw that how the nation are not united, said this is a good time to attack us. Nothing new under the sun. This is exactly what Haman wanted to do. And this is what all the wicked people of today's generation wanted to do. And this is how he made his argument to Achashverosh. These nations are scattered, they don't have unity, no achdut. And therefore we can uproot from them all the Gedusha and to annihilate them. So the fix, the tikkun, ba al-yedei Mordechai, because he was in the context of Hayat Dover Shalom, right? Shalom is in strong shlemut, perfection, like together, unity, lechol zarot, to all his descended. And he says, he bring it from our sages, shemashiach yaov et kol echad. The Mashiach is going to love everybody. I didn't open this. That Mashiach will love anyone, even the Reshaim of Israel, and he will bring unity in the people. And by that, we'll have the salvation, we have the redemption, and it will be turned upside down. When we think that it's already the end, every time Hashem come and help us. And therefore, it says, Kimu v'kiblu, that they fulfill it and they accepted it. The Mishloach Manot, Ish Lereu. Why? And this is something that we always need to remember. We give money, or we give worth money of a meal to the poor people. This is one mitzvah, right? For two poor people. But on top of it, we also sending Mishloach Manot. This is not for poor people. This is actually to our friends. And this is actually to show and to bring more unity. More unity. And therefore, like if you have a friend that is very rich, then you need to give him something that is in his level. Why? Because you want to increase the unity. You want to give him what he wants. I never been to the Caribbean, by the way. So anyway, so he says, "V'chayav lebisim me'ad elada ben Baruch Mordechai," right? Le'aru Aman, which means that the person need to drink until he doesn't really distinguish between blessed Mordechai and cursed Haman. Which means now we're not talking about Haman. He said, don't judge your friends. Don't judge them. Judge them favorably. That's the concept, right? That we need to accept our friends because we are very judgmental. As it says in the Holy Book, when our hearts are united, nobody can overcome us. And he said, and what was the beginning of the salvation of the Jews? When Esther said, Lech knos et kol hayudim, go and get all the Jews together, that was the beginning of the salvation. And he did 3 times, as we said, Purim, Kippur, and Rosh and Leil Seder, right, Pesach. He said the main elevation is by uniting the hearts together. So in Purim, as we just learned, we're giving Mishloach Manot, we have the Suda together. Pesach also, it has to be eaten in a chavura, right? A single person should not eat the sacrifice of Pesach. It has to be a group of people together. And the Yom Kippurim, we have the Kohen Gadol that is unite the Klal Israel while he's going to the Kodesh HaKodashim. He must have the support of the entire nation. Otherwise, it's not going to be a kapara. And he needs to love the entire nation. It's 2 directions. because we're counting on him. So according to that, in the book of Yesod HaAvodah, Ki ner Hashem nishmat adam, the candle of Hashem is the soul of a person. So each one according to his value and according to his neshama that is lighting to Hashem. That's the way for him to elevate anyone according to his level, whatever he can. But loving the other Jews, he said, Ahavat HaLevavot, the love in the hearts, which unite them and make them like one torch, then a single candle, sometimes you have a light, strong light, sometimes not. So each one in his level. But when they're all together, it becomes a torch, like a projector. And that's the key to be united, to be together with the friends. He said, Ahavat Chaverim, loving your friend. And this is the key for all rejuvenating and spiritual elevation, for the individual to be together and for the entire nation. And all these strings, we need to invest in keeping this key, this primary key. And Oil HaTzibur, he said, it's really bad for the tzibur, for the, for the congregation if they're losing the key. And the way to keep it, that each and every single will invest something from his skills, talent, whatever he have, to love his friend. Unconditional love, echshu, whatever. To accept everyone. Everybody have a scratch, right? And then, for sure, we're going to gain the matanot la'evyonim, the gift that Hashem give to the poor people from his wide hand. And Hashem bring from heaven, Ora v'simcha, each one in his capabilities. Thank you for listening. I think it's a nice letter.
Yes, God, beautiful. What was the last thing you said, that each one in his capabilities? What were you just saying just before that? That's what you should give?
Each one, whatever he can and whatever is skill and talent and character that he have, you need to use that to love his friend. Yes. Something from your talent, something that you have. Yeah. You know chemistry, for example, then you can help somebody to do something with that.
You know what?
Chemistry.
Oh, chemistry. Oh, yeah, that's my worst subject.
What?
Chemistry.
Okay. Have a Feilach and Purim. Purim is just around the corner. We should have a Simchat Chag and Nafochu, that all our enemies, should basically drop dead.
Amen.